The clock is ticking relentlessly, unstoppably. Seconds slip away as the world spins forward, blissfully ignorant, wrapped in a delusion of normalcy. People rush through their days, chasing fleeting pleasures and hollow ambitions, while the signs, vivid, undeniable, blaze all around us. Something colossal is unraveling, a seismic shift that the ancient prophet Daniel glimpsed thousands of years ago through the veil of time. A final prophecy, a revelation locked away, sealed tight until the hour of its awakening, is now bursting forth before our very eyes. Yet who dares to look? Who has the courage to grasp the staggering weight of what hangs in the balance? Empires rise like towering giants only to crash into dust. Wealth, piles of gold, stacks of currency, slips through trembling fingers like sand. Power dances from one nation to the next, a fleeting crown no one can hold forever. But amidst this chaos, how many pause to whisper the question that echoes through eternity? Where is this all hurtling toward? The masses scramble after money, riches, and the shimmering mirage of luxury, convinced these treasures will shield them from the storm. But what if I told you that every thread of this modern tapestry, our financial empires, our political thrones, the very fabric of our existence, was scripted long ago? What if I told you that we stand right now, on the razor's edge of that prophecy's final chapter? Daniel's words are no mere relic of history, no dusty tale to be tucked away in forgotten scrolls. They are a divine blueprint, a blazing roadmap etched by the hand of God himself, charting the destiny of humanity. For centuries, scholars and seekers have pored over these cryptic verses, desperate to pierce their mystery. But today the veil is torn. No more guesswork, no more debate. The final act of Daniel's vision is exploding into reality this very moment. People cling to the illusion of time, certain that life will hum along as it always has, that they can keep stacking their wealth, cocooning themselves in comfort, savoring the now. But hear this, time has run dry. The end game has ignited, and there's no rewinding the reel. The world's gaze drifts elsewhere, dazzled by flickering screens, tangled in partisan wars, seduced by dreams of prosperity. But a tempest brews on the horizon, a storm unlike any before. The bedrock of human dominion, power, control, pride is trembling, ready to fracture. Only the awake, the ones who see through the haze, will stand unshaken when it hits. What is this cryptic prophecy? Why has it slipped past the notice of millions? And above all, what does it demand of you? The answers pulse within the Word of God, a beacon cutting through the darkness. By the end of this journey, you'll know the cataclysm that looms and the choice you must make. If you hunger to decode these times, to brace for the inevitable, hit that subscribe button now. Don't let this warning fade into the noise. The truth is unfurling, and readiness is your only shield. Let me ask you something vital. Something that pierces to your core. You're here, drawn by a thirst for truth, sensing that God's word holds the key to the chaos engulfing our world. This is no random encounter, it's a summons. So pause right now and proclaim this in the comments below. I choose to stand on God's kingdom, not the crumbling ruins of this world. Speak it bold, speak it in faith, your words carry power. When I see your declaration, I'll mark it with a heart, a sign of our shared stand. Picture this. Nebuchadnezzar, the titan of his age, a king dripping in wealth, wielding power that bent nations to his will. His empire, Babylon, was a marvel of human triumph, streets paved with gold, gardens defying nature's laws, a civilization that sneered at defeat. Its rulers strutted as gods among men, untouchable, eternal, or so they thought. Then came the dream. A vision so vivid, so haunting, it ripped the king from his slumber, his heart pounding, his mind a battlefield of dread. He saw it, a statue, colossal and grotesque, rising against the night sky. Its head gleamed with pure gold, a crown of unmatched glory. Its chest and arms shimmered with silver, its belly and thighs burned with bronze, its legs stood rigid as iron, and its feet, a jarring mash of iron and clay, teetered beneath it all. Magnificent, yes, but terrifying in its fragility. Nebuchadnezzar awoke, gasping, gripped by a certainty. This was no idle nightmare. It was a message, a warning from a force beyond his throne. But who sent it? And what did it foretell? His court scrambled, magicians weaving incantations, astrologers scanning the stars, wise men clutching their scrolls. Babylon's brightest minds, stewards of its boundless riches, stood mute, powerless to unravel the vision. Enter Daniel, a lone figure unshackled by ambition. He sought no gold, no palaces, no scepters. His wealth was divine wisdom, a gift from the Almighty. Standing before the king, he spoke truths no mortal could conjure. This, O king, Daniel thundered, is the future unveiled. Each segment of that statue heralds a kingdom destined to rule the earth. You, Nebuchadnezzar, are the head of gold, your reign the pinnacle of glory, your power unmatched, but it will not endure. Imagine the king's shock, his invincible Babylon. Temporary? He'd forged an empire of unimaginable wealth, its walls a fortress against time itself. Yet Daniel pressed on. After you, another kingdom rises, lesser, weaker. Then another, and another until the final reign, the feet of iron and clay, a fractured world, unstable, doomed to collapse. And in those days, Daniel's voice swelled, a rock, hewn not by human hands, will crash down. It will strike that statue, shattering it to dust, and from its ruins a mountain will rise, a kingdom to fill the earth forever. This wasn't just Babylon's fate. It was a prophecy for every dominion to follow, a thread weaving straight to us. Gold, silver, bronze, iron, these are the idols of today: wealth, might, conquest. Look around, governments hoard riches, nations claw for dominance, people worship at the altar of luxury, convinced it's their salvation. But Daniel's words cut deeper. Every empire staked on these pillars will topple. The iron and clay, that's our world, split, brittle, unraveling. Leaders preach unity while cracks widen, economies soar then crash in a heartbeat, wars flare, alliances fray. Humanity clings to sinking ships, blind to the truth. These foundations are cursed to fail. And just as in that ancient dream, the final kingdom won't rise from human hands. No politics, no markets, no armies can birth it. It comes from God alone. We're in the end game now. The statue's feet are splintering, the world teeters on collapse, and the rock is hurtling toward us. Are you ready? Do you stake your life on this world's fading glitter? Or do you see the unshakable kingdom drawing near? When that rock strikes, all power, all wealth, all luxury will vanish like smoke. Only one question will remain: where do you stand? Daniel's prophecy isn't a dusty echo, it's a siren screaming now. Too many dismiss the Bible as ancient lore, irrelevant to our sleek modern age. They're wrong, dead wrong. What Daniel saw isn't locked in history, it's erupting before us. That statue wasn't just a parade of fallen empires, it's a ticking timeline, each metal a chapter, leading us to this very hour. We're at the feet of iron and clay, the last gasp before the world flips forever. What does that mean? It means the stage is set, the curtain's falling. Governments buckle, nations feud, alliances dissolve like mist. The global order, once a titan, staggers, its roots rotting. Iron is strength, clay is frailty, and together they're a lie that can't stand. Our world is that lie, power masking weakness, unity cloaking chaos. Some nations flex muscle, others limp in shadow, but none can halt the avalanche ahead. See it for yourself. Economies tremble, fortunes evaporate overnight. People who bet their lives on wealth watch it melt away. Markets lurch, prices spiral, banks teeter. The luxuries we chase are phantoms slipping from our grasp. Unity, a fairy tale. Leaders trumpet peace while wars simmer, trust erodes, and the dream of a cohesive world shatters. Iron and clay don't fuse, neither can we. This isn't speculation, it's divine decree. Yet millions turn away, clutching money, power, their fragile plans, as if these will anchor them. Jesus saw through it. Do not store up treasures on earth where moth and rust destroy, but in heaven. Matthew 6:19-20. Why? Because this world's riches, its gold, its empires crumble to ash. History's littered with their graves. We're in that final frame, a world fraying, primed for a reckoning. No leader, no expert, no army can dodge. The feet of iron and clay are us, and what's next is everything. A force looms, unstoppable, to smash human pride to bits. Are you watching? Or will you be blindsided, clinging to a system already breaking? The world scrambles for footing, clawing at stability like a drowning man grasps at waves. Governments patchwork order, leaders spin promises, markets prop up frail economies, but the fissures gape wider. History screams it, every kingdom falls. But this isn't just another cycle. Daniel's vision marks the end game, not a fleeting tumble, but a cosmic reset. The iron and clay signal a foundation too weak to endure, and something's coming to obliterate it. Daniel 2:34 paints it stark. A rock was cut out, not by human hands. It struck the statue on its feet of iron and clay and smashed them. This isn't man's doing, it's God's. It's the moment he shatters the illusion we've built. And here's the terror: most won't see it. They're too busy hoarding riches, chasing comfort, believing the world will right itself. But the rock nears, and when it hits, everything, power, wealth, pride, will splinter. Jesus warned us in Luke 17, verse 26-30. Like Noah's day, life rolled on, eating, drinking, planning until the flood swallowed them whole. Today's the same. People hustle, dream, stack their treasures, blind to the deluge. The rock's shadow looms, yet they don't look up. Are you different? Are you building on sand or the eternal? Hit like if this stirs you, spread the warning. The shaking's begun, and readiness isn't optional. Daniel's prophecy doesn't halt at ruin, it unveils glory. Beyond the wreckage, a promise blazes. The God of heaven will set up a kingdom that will never be destroyed. It will endure forever. Daniel 2:44. This isn't another empire of greed or guns. It's God's reign, unbreakable, eternal. The rock doesn't just destroy, it builds, a mountain swallowing the earth in righteousness. Yet most chase this world's fading glow, ignoring the horizon. Jesus nailed it. You cannot serve both God and money. Matthew 6, verse 24. Where's your trust? Riches rust, systems rot. Revelation 18 wails of Babylon's fall, merchants sobbing, kings stripped bare. The signs flash now, but who heeds them? The wise see, prepare, not with wallets, but with faith. Are you among them? Every crisis, every tremor, drives us to one end, a moment foretold, inescapable. Daniel's vision isn't a maybe, it's happening. The world's propped on crumbling feet, and the rock's descent is sure. People chase wealth, blind to its doom, but you can choose. Stand on the temporary or the eternal. Time's nearly gone. Subscribe, share, watch deeper, because when the rock strikes, only the ready will rise.